the last 2 Pan Am Games, I've missed out the qualification by 1 spot. The last games in 2011 in Guadalajara, I think a lot of people were banking on the fact that I was going to qualify. I thought I was going to qualify. The bronze medal match for the Pan Am Championships that year. I lost a 2-1 match. The next day, I fought the same competitor in the open weight category and beat him. That kind of ate away at me for quite a while. Pan Am Games for me next year, I mean, that's the culmination of my career, I believe. I'm from the city of Toronto, and we've never had a heavyweight Pan American Games champion in karate. I think it'd be pretty cool if I'm going to be the first one to make that happen. So I got started in karate when I was 6 years old. My parents thought that I needed some discipline in my life. I fell in love with it right away. I had a real knack for it. I picked things up fairly quickly. And by the time I was 11, I already knew that I wanted to compete at the national level and represent Ontario at the national championships.
The biggest thing I look for in an athlete is mental health. It's difficult to work with somebody that might have a lot of talent, but when things get hard or things get tough or things are not as interesting and they give in or they slough off. Early on in Chris's development, what I thought from him was his dedication and his attention to detail. He listened really, really well. It was so good that I could tell him something today in class, and by tomorrow it was fixed, and like fixed. Not kind of, but he'd already done it. He'd done all the work he needed to make it perfect by then. So as a kid, he had an obvious interest, an obvious passion. He had an obvious dedication to being good.
My weekly training routine when I'm gearing up for a major competition, I'll be at the dojo anywhere from 2 to 3 times a week, and then my strength and conditioning regimen will probably be anywhere from 2 to 4 times a week. The physical attributes a karate athlete needs, I think it varies by weight classes, but all competitors need to be explosive. They have to be able to maintain that explosiveness through fatigue and be able to keep their reaction time. So a lot of power endurance training, a lot of body weight training, a lot of weightlifting training, sprinting training. They have to be basically an overall well-rounded athlete.
Mental toughness.
My favorite part of the training, really, it's over. I have fun every time I come in to train. I mean, I love training, but of course sometimes it's brutal. There's times where you're beat up and you're sore and you really don't want to come in, but you know you have to. You know that's going to pay off in the long run. You see success and you're on top of the podium.
To be successful as an athlete in any sport, I would expect, but for karate specifically, you got to be prepared to sacrifice the things that like your friends may be doing, because the training requirements are just exhausting. Right now, Chris probably trains 5 or 6 times a week, if not 7. It doesn't leave a lot of time if you're working to be able to do a lot of other things.
The most difficult part about being a Canadian athlete is to stay motivated throughout all the years. There's definitely been times where I wanted to just stop completely. I had a bad performance, and I said, that's it, I'm done. And then I've taken some time off, and I've been taking up to a month off before, just because of frustrations of the grind and sacrifices, and then you start to miss it, and then you're like, all right, I'm going to come back, and you're fired up again.
I think that the Pan Am Games being in Toronto, I mean, I think it's a huge deal, and I think that for anybody, any athlete in any sport should really try and go out to see something like this, because this is the time where you're going to see the best that the world has to offer at this time.
Pan Am Games, that's going to be probably my last competition. I've been competing since, national level since I was 14. The junior national team since 2004 and the senior national team since 2006. Been around for a while, and it would be a great way to finish off my career with a gold medal in my home county. The biggest multi-sport event that karate has.
He's been competing at a very high level for over 10 years. So if this is going to be his last main event type of thing, it would be great to have his shining moment be at home in front of all the people that have supported and loved him for that period of time.